YouTube! I am Pinstar, and this is Project Highrise Strategy and Tactics on Challenging Mode, Episode 2. So when we last left our burgeoning tower of Polynesia Plaza, we got ourselves our first couple of quests under the bag. Does it let us, it does not let us see ones we have completed, but we got our 16 offices, we got incremental income, we got a bit of variety, and we are now on to the next legs of incremental, incremental income is the one we're doing now. We did proof of concept. Anyway, but we're also going to be shooting for studio apartments. We are going to be doing a pivot here. A big old pivot in strategy. But for the moment, we are just waiting for, our floors to be built here before we build our structures. That being said, I'm pondering, do I go up another floor and build it out entirely before I do any of my building? That is something worth pondering, because if you've got all of the framework set up, you can throw down, once you have the money, you can throw down your utilities, your expenses, and get your your revenue generators, i.e. in our case the apartments, up really quickly. You know what? I think so. I think we're going to go up another floor, let it cook for the extra day. That'll give us one extra day in total income as well. So actually, I'm going to throw a fast forward in here, because besides these guys building out our floors here, there's not going to be much to see. We're going to just wait for the end of the day here. So I'll see you guys on the flip side. Okay, we have finished off our day, and if you missed it, we got notified that the town's economy has gone into depression, unfortunately, because it makes construction costs go down, which is a good thing, but it also means that we got a whole bunch of the pre-built stuff that wasn't discounted, and now our people are going to start complaining about rent in a little bit. But hopefully we can execute this pivot to a degree that we can sort of dodge this. And we still have more construction to do, so maybe we can benefit from the lower costs. Now, to get all of this set up, we're going to need more than $3,000, and no, I'm not going to just sit here and accumulate money. That's actually kind of a dangerous thing to do. Reason being is that over time, stuff accumulates grime. And the longer you sit there, and the more grime's going to accumulate. And if you're sitting there static, you're not growing yourself, then that's a bad thing. Because then grime's going to start eating away at the money that you've been building up, and you're going to find yourself having difficulty growing in the first place. Right then, so in order to sort of jumpstart our thing here, let's go to the bank. Now, you can only have 2 loans out at a time, and the bigger loans are restricted by prestige. So at the beginning, you can only get credit cards or community bank. That being said, do not touch credit cards ever, because you can't pay off loans early. So you are stuck with this little tiny rinky-dink loan until you pay it off over 20 payments. Not worth it. Now, the community bank is the largest one we can get, and we do want that extra money, so we will accept it. Because we want to be able to build out everything in one day so that we can sort of skyrocket and catapult our economy up. Now, first order of business is we're going to need more power. We might as well turn these things into a medium. So we'll get rid of those. Now, hang on. No, it says construction costs are reduced, but not the construction cost of these. Those are full price for me. But oh well, we need it. Alright, so the next order of business, there's a few things that we need to do. Oh, the other thing, at this juncture, we're going to be replacing our stairway spinal column here, except for the bottom floor, with elevators, because people really don't want to go too high and walk. So we are going to... And that by itself is its own significant expense. We are also going to be introducing, since we're getting into apartments, introducing water into the mixture. Not only are we, does that mean we need ourselves a water meter, but we're also going to need plumbing closets. Handy that we just got a column of single-space things right next to our central utilities column. It's almost as if I planned it that way. This is why we didn't want the cafe that demanded water, because we would have had to throw down our water utilities that much sooner and only have one thing use it. And that's not efficient. Okay, now there's a few other utilities and amenities that our studio apartments demand. They want trash. So we're going to get a trash bin. Well, 2 trash bins, 1 on each floor. And we might as well stick them, well, a couple different places we could stick them, but I'm going to stick them right here. Again, sticking with the whole utilities right in the middle. Now, you do also need a trash collection room, but you don't need it right away. You can usually get away with a couple of days of these sitting by themselves, just accumulating trash here before you need to build the collection thing down at the bottom. So you can save yourself a little bit of upkeep that way. All right, now that we have all the amenities, let's make some studio apartments. Oh, but we're not just making any kind of studio apartment. There's a reason why we did the offices first. When you start the game, you have the option to pick up the studio apartments quest right off the bat. You could start with studio apartments. But here's the thing. By building all these offices and getting ourselves 1 unit of prestige, we have the option to build a deluxe studio apartment, which gives us significantly more in rent. Although not nearly as much thanks to that stupid economy. This could be problematic if this economy stays depressed. Now, one of the things they do need, however, is gas. But that's okay. They are worth it if you use all of the gas connections. Although not quite nearly as worth it as it would be if it wasn't a freaking depressed economy. But we're going to stick to the plan here. So we now have gas and water, 10 units each. They need 10 studio apartments, 10 units, almost as if I planned it that way. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Yes, we can fit 2 more here, but that would overstretch our utilities. Speaking of stretching our utilities, let's draw them out. Notice how we are keeping the game paused. We do not want any time to pass because we want as much time for these things to be built and residents to move in so we can start making money on these. Yeah, we're not getting discounts on freaking construction costs here. Game, what the heck are you talking about? Now, unfortunately, we are only at $600 here. So we're going to need to... we're not going to be able to build out all of these. Just because of the costs of, yeah. And I'm not going to slum it with a basic because I have all of the stuff that I need for that. That's unfortunate. It is tempting to take out another loan, but let's resist the temptation because we don't want to be stuck with that. We're just going to have to fast forward here. Well, it is going to hurt our profits because all of these elevator shafts are going to be a lot more expensive to maintain compared to the others. Plus, we have all these new utilities that we've built out. So we might need to. In fact, actually, you know what? In this particular circumstance, we do need to take out the credit cards because we need to get them built in order to keep our cash flow flowing properly. Only because we're using this money to make more money that I'm comfortable doing that. That also let us sort of catapult into phase 3 pretty easily. we'll... Oh yeah, that's the other thing we need to build out, is get our offices, courier services. Rain doesn't really bother me. Yeah, we are rocking out our studio apartment quest pretty quickly here. And they're getting filled pretty quickly too, which is a good thing. Yep, so they're going to prioritize building all of these apartments first, which is good. Because, yeah, the sooner they... now, these little icons here mean that they they're on the market, but no one's rented them yet, so we're not making any money on them. But the longer they're on the market, eventually someone will come along. Now, the fact that it's a depressed... Oh, thank God. That's the boost that I needed. Now, let me check something here. I want to see something here. Now that the economy is back up, if I were to go to Deluxe again, yeah, the base rent is still unchanged. So I don't need to hike everyone's rent back up. Which is still fine. Okay. So we've got that contract complete, so let's go fishing for another contract. Now the next one up here, 1-bedroom apartments. Not bad at all. But there's another combo here that we like, that we want to get into, and that is retail desert. Because we want to get into retail as well, but we can't take this one until we have a population of 50 or more. Luckily, we have a contract that wants us to get to a population of 50 or more. So here is where we go. Now, in this particular case, we are going to want to expand out our services a little bit sooner, if only because those services add to your population. So we are going to want to get the trash collection room here, because that's actually going to be more people that end up going here. And we are going to want to build out the basement a little bit further. I do lament having to take... Oh, that's the other thing we need to build, is... maintenance office. Now that we have elevators, before you get elevators, you can do without a maintenance office. But once you get elevators, you get that maintenance office in there. Because you do not want to be caught with a broken elevator and no maintenance office. Now, we can do more electrical only things here. So you know what? Let's expand these offices and find some electrical only. Yep, you're electrical only. And you're electrical only. Excellent. Now our next milestone that we're trying to get ourselves to is 40 people. I know the goal says 50, but we want 40 because that will give us our second point of prestige. Now, here's the other thing. As these apartments get rented, slowly but surely, they will slowly but surely add to our population. So technically, if we're already past 40 once these get rented. That being said, well, hang on. Let's see what our profit margin's like. All right, incremental income, good. We needed that. We needed that boost. That little windfall there. So yeah, we just need more of those. We are unfortunately a little short on our 10 influence needed to get our first bit of special building here. Now hang on, how much space do we have left here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, not enough for the big ones here. We'd need the big ones over on this side, but that's okay. We could just do another forfer. That is absolutely doable. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. And then just put another pair of electric-only offices over here. All right. Anytime now, guys. Anytime. There is a buzz marketing campaign that you can use to get people into your apartments quick, and if I had enough buzz to enact it, I would be. But I don't, so I can't, so I won't. All right, but we can at least be a little bit more proactive with our offices. Legal, any... Aha, electric only legal, and an electrical only insurance. So there you guys go. Enjoy. Have some electricity. Why are you... Oh, crap, plumbing. Oh, plumbing, yes, plumbing. Plumbing means more population. Plumbing. Sorry, I forgot about the plumber for you guys. That is one I am not going to be chimping out on. Chimping out on. Yeah, because the plumbers, have pushed us over our needs. So now we are at 2 stars, and we have unlocked new things. We can now get to get into retail, which will give us more population. Now, in order to do that effectively, we're going to need to build out our basement a little bit further. More specifically, we're going to need another floor of the basement. We'll start with just this side here. And more stairways. Why waste the upkeep? Because in order to do retail, you need a storage area. And the other reason why I've been keeping this whole ground floor completely bare is so that we can put retail stores. The other thing is, we still have 2 open phone jacks here on our switchboard. I haven't forgotten about those. There's a reason why I only wanted to use 8 of them with our offices, because we can press 2 more into service effectively with higher rent retail stores. Watch and learn. So we're going to put down 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, and a 4. We are also going to need the storage room, which is pretty big on its own right here. This needs to get built before the rest of these can do anything. But what we will do is we will get you guys powered. This is why I built that extra large thing, because I knew we were going to be expanding into even more power. And for 2 of these 4, we'll be using phone lines. Specifically, that one and that one. These other 2 just need electrical only. All right, we got our storage thing. So the 2 that are closest to the utilities spine here are going to be the ones you want to make the phone ones. And the 2 types of stores, at least for small shops, that are phone line requirement are the portable electronics stores. This one pays a good $20 more, so you're going to get that one. And the other one is the drugstore, and you're a good $30 more. Nice. And you're going to get that. Global Drugs. These other 2 I like to have as food and beverage, because some tenants later on will be requiring that specifically. Not as much rent, but only requires electricity. And then last but not least, I like to have a wine and spirits store. Also, again, for the benefit of the tenants. And also because they only require electrical. And boom, that takes up all 4 of our spots. And once we get our 50 people, we can take Retail Desert and insta-complete it. Let's see, incremental income. No, I think the next one we're going to want is the 1-bedroom apartments, because we're actually going to stick to the people route here. Now, one thing I am going to do, no, not medium offices, is the 1-bedroom apartments we're going to build here. We're going to build them here specifically. Now that will nuke our water, so I'm not going to actually build them yet, but I'm just planning for them. And yeah, you're good on that side. And we could use a couple more of you on this side. Yeah, specifically 2 more we can fit on this side. So we are going to be expanding the tower wider. Let's see. Yeah, let's expand the tower wider. Now, in this case, because of something else that we are going to be wanting to build in the very, very near future, we are going to do the bottom floor wider by as much as we need here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 2 of those 12 spaces. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 spaces. And we'll do 12 spaces here and 12 spaces here. 12 spaces here, 12 spaces there. All right, and we will let things cook. So yeah, all our retail stores are getting set up here. So they're going to start bringing us more population and also more money. And how are we doing on power? Doing fine. We've still got another 9 left. So we're using a good appreciable amount of this power box. We're using all 10 of 10 of our phones, 10 of 10 of water, 10 of 10 of gas. So all of these utilities are being used to their fullest. When you're sort of pivoted on a spot where you're using most of the utilities that you're producing, that's when you can sit back and wait a day or two to build up a little money and also build out your physical tower before you get ready for your next push. So in this case, I'm quite content to just sit back, cook a couple of days here, let these guys do their thing. Also wait for more people to rent these freaking apartments so I can get more money. Our money would be coming in a lot faster if people would rent these damn things. So I'm waiting for the buzz. Thankfully, these retail stores are a great way of generating buzz, which is another reason I want to go that route. Ah, come on! Really? You're going to stop at 9 influence? I kind of need that last point there, buddy. Resafrazen. My practice modes with this particular strategy went a lot smoother, but them's the breaks when you're on camera. All right, people streaming in, getting some buzz, which is good. Once we get more residents in, we'll start getting some. Aha! There we are. More of that, and then we can go down to retail desert. Which is make 4 things and boom, instant completion. Now, a few things we can do here. We could do beyond fast food, which actually will be useful down the line. Or do we want to grab... Actually, no. Let's get beyond fast food, because that ties into our up-and-coming strategy here. So now we need medium fast food. We don't have that yet. We need 3 stars. And to get 3 stars, we need 60 people. So we need more warm bodies, essentially. But we will be getting into those soon enough. But look how much cash we have to our name. We're going to be burning through that quick. But, again, taking money to making money. Get a little bit more buzz. I do need that extra. Got enough? Yeah, the media campaigns at 50 are all great and all, but I'm saving up for Renter Roundup at 70. Oh, Renter Roundup drops apartment construction costs by 50%? I just thought they were... Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay, then, yeah, we are absolutely waiting on building those 1-bedroom apartments and then firing off Renter Roundup. Renter roundup, renter roundup. Sorry. Okay, well, let's start par baking our, par placing, I should say, our apartments. We are going to wait for that 70 buzz before we actually pull the trigger on all this stuff. But there's no reason not to par place them. Oh, I misjudged it. Oh, 6 is for the small ones. You need, how many do you need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we need a few more bits of space out here, but we can still fit 2. We can still fit 2, and that's the important part. Four. We need 4 more. That's fine. We can do 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, as you can see, we're bumping into the width limits of our standard size tower here, which is fine. It lets us go wide enough to really kind of take advantage of the wide aspect, but it still forces us up so that we can actually build something that someone would actually describe as a tower, and not just a blob, a building blob. All right, so you guys are going to start building our extra floors there. Again, we're sitting tight. We are at 50 people. We need 60 people to get our 3rd star of prestige. We also need that 10th point of influence so we can put down some consulting offices. And that will serve us a couple of different purposes. You get influence from renters and from lawyers. And we got a few appreciable number of lawyers. There's our 10th point of influence. So let's throw down office. Aesthetics, nah, skip it. The first office I like to throw down is the building operations, because that lets you get more construction workers and other goodies to sort of squeeze efficiency into your stuff. Afterwards, we'll pick up politics. And we might as well put this on here. Now, these guys don't require utilities, which is nice. They don't give you rent, and they do have a one-time cost, but they do add to your population, which is something we need right now. I might place down the politics office, even if we're not going to use it, just for the population. I mean, we will eventually use it. Don't get me wrong, but just having them there as warm bodies, yeah, will make it useful, because they don't cost anything in upkeep. There we go. And now we have full flexibility. We could get public transit, but this does not become useful until you have 100 people. So we can't press it into service yet. So, new construction office. We're not going to press that into service just yet, but it'll be nice to have under our belts. There's our cash flow. All right, folks. Well, in our next episode here, I think we are going to... well, that depends on if we can get 10 more buzz. Once we get 10 more buzz, we will be pulling the trigger on our rapid expansion of our one-bedroom apartments. In fact, we might par build the tower so we get even more of that goodness going. And actually doing a little something else to sort of help our one-bedroom apartments. So, if you like this episode and you want to see more like it, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and leave me a comment. Good, bad, or indifferent, your feedback is always welcome. So until next time, this has been Pinstar signing out. See ya!